That was the intro. Hold on. What happened, Ma? Mm.
Is that it?
Mm.
That's what you're making the intro?
Well, I mean, I kind of had no choice. I pressed stream.
Bruh. Anyways, hello everyone, and welcome back to the R&B podcast where we talk about everything
Hey, you know what, though?
except for R&B. Except I'm gonna actually check if I could actually find the podcast episode, just so we know we don't have to delay this episode again.
Mm. No, I've been noticing, though. I
What have you
watch
been
back some of the
noticing?
streams, and it cuts off, like, the first 2 minutes of content.
Yeah, almost as if you play copyrighted music at the beginning of each one.
Nah, I'm not talking about the podcast. I'm talking about all my streams.
Oh,
I watch back some of the
okay. Anyways, I found the episode.
That's good.
This is episode 40, which
Mhm.
means it's a tier list episode.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I love doing these.
We argue with
They're my
each other,
favorite
Bradley.
Yes,
It makes me sad.
I think it's healthy that we know where we stand with each other's opinions. Prevents echo chambers being formed, you know?
I like echo chambers. They're kind of cool. You just go, hello, 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 hello.
Wrong echo chambers.
Oh,
Anyways, come over to Nuketown.
or you can go, penis, 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 penis. Ball sack, ball sack, ball sack.
Next tier list. What the phrases you can say in an echo chamber? I'm joking.
By God, do I love ghost pepper hot sauce. That shit's so good. It doesn't even burn your tongue, it burns your lips and plumps them up.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah, that shit goes hard. I still have my ghost pepper popcorn too that I haven't eaten yet.
bruh.
Mhm.
You still have the Death Nut?
I never bought the Death Nut.
Oh yeah, you never did.
I just took a picture of it because it's like, haha, Death Note, Death Note.
Alright, before we get too off track, I'm still gonna wait for you at Nuketown.
Alright,
So
just let me
begin
put
the
my
tier
dishes
list.
away like a good boy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were over there.
Yeah, ma.
Before we get started with the tier list, is there anything you want to talk about?
I had one of those moments where I forgot to, what's it called? Grrr! Oh boy, we have a lot of guests.
Yeah, your dogs, your mom.
My grandpa now. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Swell.
Bora?
Bora.
That's what it says when I Boba?
Yeah, Boba.
Speaking of, do you want to go for boba after this episode?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Cool.
could definitely do. What are you doing, old man?
What do you mean, old man?
I know. Alright. So, oh boy.
So, the reason why it's over here is, as you might have guessed due to our conversation before this stream, this is our second ever Call of Duty based tier list.
Yes, it most
Ever
definitely
since the
is.
first one. Originally, I wanted to do this for episode 50, but we already have a tier list planned for that one.
I see. So, I have more things planned for the Richard Direct when it happens, and I'm also gonna change the schedule of the podcast ever so slightly, because
Oh?
ever so slightly, because I notice there's some weeks where we just have like nothing to talk about, and there is a bit of awkward silence. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I have a solution to it. I have a
It's
solution
honestly
to
why
it.
I love doing tier list episodes.
Yeah. But I have a solution to it because I know you want to play more like video games every now and then. So I'm actually gonna have like a legit schedule for the podcast, depending on episode number.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's gonna hopefully create a little more variation. Then there's gonna be 2 episodes where we have we have one tier list episode, and then we have one gaming episode, leading us only 3 episodes, which we actually have to prepare for, instead
Yeah.
of 4 episodes, which
I
hopefully
think that
makes a
would help.
difference. Yeah. So because I've noticed the definition for podcast has become slightly broadened. Because there's a podcast that lo and behold Jay Schlatt has where they just play video games called Sleep Deprived, and they play
Oh,
like Gmod, and they'll play a game called Gartic Phone, or they'll play Jackbox games. So
maybe I'll do.
like that's considered a podcast. So
Maybe I'll introduce something else for like a special episodes, depending on the number or whatever. I'm not sure. I have some. I have like an idea. I just have to like start getting it planned and put together. I'll probably talk to you about it after the stream.
we'll talk about it as a Richard Direct. So
Yeah, part of the Richard Direct.
that's a little Richard Direct leak that you guys are
Yeah,
getting.
thanks. Thank you guys for watching our mini Richard Direct.
Mini Richard Direct.
Anyways, I still haven't exactly told Richard what the tier list is,
I have an idea.
but I'm pretty sure he has an idea, and I would like to hear it.
Perks.
Yeah, we're gonna be ranking all of the Perca-Colas.
Perca-Cola's okay. Because I remember you asked me about Cold War perks, and I was like, I don't really know if there was anything special in there. I think I think they upgraded what's it called? Tombstone.
Oh,
But honestly, other than that, I don't remember if there's any original perks. We'll exclude Cold War for now, just because I haven't played it in so long.
yeah, and I'm not sure if the list I have actually includes anything from Cold War because I had to make this on the spot. I
Yeah.
was pretty distracted this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna start with this perk that I honestly never heard of up until now, Blazing Phase.
Blazing Phase. Is that from? What the fuck is that? Is that a Cold War one, maybe? Or is that even from? Is that even a Treyarch zombie?
I don't think it's a Treyarch zombie one. Give me a second. Blaze Phase.
Are you sure it's not Trailblazers? That's Infinite Warfare. That shit goes hard.
No, it was in Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4. That's the one I played the absolute least. Okay. It leave like a trail of fire behind you when you slide or whatever?
Crouch and then uncrouch to dash through enemies in a blaze of fire, killing them and knocking them back.
It's not even a perk at that point. That's just a fucking ability.
Yeah.
To me, a perk is something that helps you, not does the job for you.
I mean, there are perks that like do stuff for you as well that I think are pretty cool. Although
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this because I barely played Black Ops 4, like at all.
Yeah. I only played it for a while, and I was mostly playing multiplayer.
I just know that like the zombies is pretty cool.
Yeah, I was trying to unlock the Avenged Sevenfold skin. Yeah, but the loot boxes were not being so nice to me.
So yeah, where would you want to put Blaze Phase?
So the way you described it to me is you crouch and uncrouch, and it pushes you forward in a blaze of fire.
Yes. Stay crouched to charge for more distance, and you jump to cancel the charge.
What? It sounds good in theory, but I have not used it. So I think the highest I'm willing to give it is a C, because I have no idea what it does.
I would say put
or
it
how
in
effective it
questionable
is.
tier.
Yeah, we could do questionable. Are there any Infinite Warfare perks in here?
No. I'm pretty sure it's just Treyarch ones.
Oh, okay. Because if
'Cause
it's
if we did
Trailblazers,
that-
because Infinite Warfare had a perk called Trailblazers where you would actually like slide and it would leave a trail of fire behind you, and you could use that to do extra damage.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. That one was
But
cool.
yeah, this is just phase Blaze phase
Blaze phase.
from Black Ops 4.
All right, yeah. Questionable tier.
Yeah.
I didn't take out any
Oh.
signs.
Here you go. Questionable tier is above Triple S Plus because I didn't know where else to put it.
Blaze. Pizza. That was
AKA
the
Pyology, but
That was
with
a-
a robot.
that was a suggestive text when I put Blaze, because I think
Bruh. Alright, next one is Blood Wolf Bite.
that's what the fuck is that
I think
another
this
Black
is
Ops 4
another-
one?
Probably. Give me a second.
I'm pretty sure it's only on that one map that had a fucking I don't remember if it was like a werewolf following you or some shit. Or
Yeah,
something
Black
like
Ops
that, and you
4.
had to get like fucking silver bullets and shit too. That shit was
Quickly
wild.
inflicting a lot of damage. It spawns a wolf companion that fights alongside the player. And oh yeah, do we like incorporate like how much it costs compared to the value of the perk? Like when it comes to like should we do that?
When it gets to the perks that I fucking know, yeah.
All right, yeah, sure. Because the last one was 2,000 points. This one is 3,000.
It spawns a wolf buddy.
Yeah,
Again, I don't know how good this wolf buddy is, so
questionable tier. We might
yeah.
end up putting all the Black Ops 4 ones in questionable tier. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, Black Ops 4 fans. Unfortunately, there are only 8 of you, so I don't really care.
I think 8's giving them too much credit. What is it called again?
Blood Wolf Bite.
Maybe you'll take me later on to the Home Depot, get the chain. What chain? For the fan.
Well, you said my tia's giving you one.
Oh,
What do you want
okay.
another one for?
You can give me a ride. Later on.
Blood wolf bite.
What?
Huh?
To go get it from my tia?
Jesus.
Next one is probably another Black Ops 4 one. I'm not sure. I
Okay.
never heard of this one before. Zombshell.
Zombshell?
Yeah.
What is this glorious perk?
This
do?
is 4,000 points. Basic zombies have a chance to explode when killed, leaving behind a contamination field that slows down enemies and increases damage dealt to them.
That actually sounds good.
Cooldown increases with each explosion, but resets at the start of each round. That
Interesting.
sounds like my build in Borderlands 2.
Yeah, how good is your build in Borderlands 2?
Pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that honestly does sound kind of good. That does sound a little busted, if you will. I'm willing to put that in A.
I am willing to put that in A. Only because, again, I haven't played Black Ops 4 that much, but that sounds pretty cool.
It does sound good, yeah. What's it called again? Zombie shell? Zombshell?
Zombshell. Like bombshell, but with a Z.
Zombshell. Whoops. Yeah.
Next we have is Secret Sauce.
That sounds disgusting.
It's 1,500 points, and it just gives you a random perk that not that you haven't gotten yet.
A random perk that... I think there's gobblegums that do that, man.
Then maybe this isn't a game. This isn't a game without gobblegums.
There's Wonder Fizz for that, bro.
Yeah, it's basically Wonder Fizz, I guess. Or
I
that
mean, if-
one electric thing from World War II zombies.
I honestly don't know much about World War. What did you say? World War II zombies?
Yeah, I used to play it a lot with David.
Oh, Vanguard also had a zombies made by Treyarch. That shit was doo doo.
There's different.
So I've heard.
Yeah,
Yeah, they can't have the same ones.
that was really bad. I don't even think it's round based.
Isn't it like mission based?
I think so.
Well, luckily I don't think we're gonna be considering those.
Thank God. What was it called again?
Secret sauce.
Secret sauce, and it just gives you
just
a
Wonder
random perk.
Fizz
Just
that you
Wonder
haven't
Fizz.
gotten.
That's a C, because it could give you the most amazing perk ever. It could give you a dog shit perk too.
It could give you.
It,
It
could give you a piece of,
Blaze Phase.
it could give you Blaze Phase, yeah. And Lord knows what that does. Secret sauce, and it just sounds disgusting. How much is it?
It is 1,500 points.
That's literally just Wonder Fizz. Dude, in Black Ops Cold War, there's this like perk station that gives you access to like every perk, so you don't even have to look for them.
Like Perkaholic?
You are. So instead of looking for the perk, there's a perk like vending machine almost, where you get to pick which
Bruh.
perk you want.
Okay, okay. I see. Alright. So this one is one that I'm pretty sure you've heard of. PhD Slider.
PhD Slider, the antithesis to PhD Flopper.
Yep. For
So,
those who don't know, do you want to explain it?
I believe it gives you the explosion immunity that we all know and love. And I'm assuming instead of flopping and leaving an explosion, you slide and it leaves an explosion?
So you slide to build up charge. Once fully charged, slide into an enemy to trigger an explosion. You gain full immunity to your own explosions, and you have partial resistance to enemy explosives.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's not a lot of explosive enemies in Call of Duty Zombies. Last I played, maybe like bosses or whatever, but
It would suck in transit, or at least the town part.
oh, where they all catch fire and fucking blow up.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you do have some immunity to it. You don't know how many times I've died to that, man.
For real, for real.
I'm a big town fan. It was one
This
of my
is
favorite.
4,000 points.
4,000 points. That's a hefty price, but it does give you. What game was this in? Was it in Cold War? I feel like that's a Cold War perk.
Let me see. I think it might.
I think there's
BO3 though.
BO3 didn't have anything like that.
PhD Slider.
At least I don't remember having anything
Black
like
Ops
that.
4.
Black Ops 4? Oh, okay. Now that is very expensive. Very mucho expensive. But it does give you access to using explosive weapons, which are pretty good, up until a certain point. Which means the perk is only good up until a certain point. Because after a while,
Can't you say that about a bunch of perks though?
I mean, yeah, there's perks that are always good throughout, like Speed Cola or Juggernog, and you know, the basic ones that give you a little boost like they were supposed to do. Those explosive weapons, after a while, they just make crawlers, and that's it.
I see.
And that explosion immunity is nice, but you're not gonna get past like round 30 or 40, relying on explosives only. Trust me, bro. I used to go up to round 60. Back when I was good.
So, where would you put PhD Slider?
Probably B tier.
Alright, put it there. I can agree with that. Especially since you have to charge it up first.
Yeah, that's a little weird too. And it's really expensive. Yeah, and it is good, but only up to a certain point.
Alright, the next one I think is another Black Ops 4.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm going in chronological order, but backwards.
I see.
So yeah, this is another Black Ops 4 one, I think. Winter's Whale.
I'm assuming it has something to do with ice.
Getting hit by a melee attack while not at full health will cause a frost explosion that will freeze or slow down enemies nearby.
How much is it?
4,000 points.
4,000 points. Alright. Now, if I remember correctly, the reason why I don't know most of the Black Ops 4 perks is that, so there was like 4 or 5 like statues based off of different gods. There's like Ra, Zeus, and whatever. and you assign perks to those machines. And I think I just stuck with like the classics.
Fair enough.
I think that's why I didn't get to experience most of these perks. Um, what was it? What was it again? My apologies. Well,
Winter's
okay,
Wail.
that's the so you get hit, and that does sound good, but does it have like a recharge, or does that just happen infinitely?
You can only store up to 3. You can store up to 3 charges.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It just sounds like a watered down version of Widow's Wine.
It does.
Because Widow's Wine gives you like increased melee damage. It gives you fucking different kind of grenade. It gives you
Sticky
yeah.
grenades.
It just does so much more, and this one just seems like it only does 1/3 of what Widow's Wine does.
Yeah.
Not to give any spoilers, but I am gonna give it like 1/3 of the score, probably like a C tier.
Yeah.
Winter's Wine or
Winter's Wail.
Whale?
Wail.
IL, yeah, I figured. I guess it's supposed to be a reference to Winter's Howl.
I guess, or
That's
maybe like a banshee or whatever. I don't know.
well, they had a wonder weapon in 5 called the Winter's Howl, which
Yeah, I heard it sucked.
yeah, it was pretty terrible.
All right. Next we have is Bandolier Bandit.
Bandolier Bandit.
This
So I'm assuming you steal something from something.
no.
Oh,
You got carry increased ammo stock.
okay.
You just have more ammo. I think it's like increased max ammo, the maximum amount of ammo you hold.
And that's all it does.
Yeah, 1,500 points.
1,500 points. Now that is pretty cheap for a perk. I think that's the cheapest perks typically get. But to be honest with you here, I don't think that's a worthy investment.
Same here, considering that the max ammo power up is a thing.
Yeah, and once you get to higher rounds, those few extra bullets really aren't gonna matter that much. Trust me. Yeah, I'm always thinking about the late game and not the. I don't know about you, but my mindset in zombies is go the furthest round as possible, not complete any Easter eggs or whatever. So
That's
I don't
same
know if you
here,
could.
but only because I like when I played zombies a lot, which was either World War II zombies or Black Ops 2 zombies. I again didn't really have access to the internet, so I wouldn't know what to do for the Easter eggs.
You can YouTube it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My issue was that I was just never interested in Easter eggs.
I see.
I was more of just see how far I could go, and that was fun for me. But I realized it's not fun for everybody.
But yeah, to see like from my experience, I would put this around like B or C.
B or C? Yeah.
Around mostly C. I'm thinking.
I'm thinking D because at a certain point it's just kind of useless.
Yeah, put it at D.
What is it called? Something Bandolier Bandit?
Yeah.
I don't know how to spell Bandolier, but I'm just
Band Olier.
okay. Bandolier.
Mm-hmm.
Bandolier. Bandit. And just kind of a nothing perk.
Yeah. But at least it's cheap.
Yeah, but you can just buy ammo off the wall. It's a little more expensive, but you have a guaranteed max ammos, basically. See you later, Grandpa. Especially because in later games like Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3, well, I'm assuming that's a Black Ops 4 perk, you have the double pack of punches, which makes your gun infinitely stronger, so all you gotta do is really just buy more ammo.
Alright, next one is okay, so thing is I found like a couple of lists, and I'm not sure if like this list only has the Black Ops 4 version of these perks or not, because like I found this perk that sounds like another perk, and I'm not sure if that other perk does the exact same thing as this one. It just goes by a different name in BO4.
Okay.
So
What's the
here we
name?
have, for this one we have Deadshot Dealer, and from the description of it, I'm pretty sure it's the same as Deadshot Daiquiri.
Yeah, again, because the perk codes weren't like perk machines; they were like fucking god statues. So
I see.
I'm assuming, I'm assuming it does the same thing as Deadshot Daiquiri. You just automatically aim for the head.
Along with reducing hip spread and recoil while firing, and removes scope sway.
Yeah. Look, to me, even as a console player that has auto aim, in which the aiming at the head is it does work, or like the auto aim does work for a Deadshot. I was just never a big fan of it. Because all you have to do is move slightly up, and to me it just seems like a wasted perk slot. I've never had an issue with fucking sway. I've never had an issue with hip firing because you could put lasers on your guns now. Like it's just not a viable perk in my opinion. We could put them in the same tier because I think they do the same thing. But I'm doing either
Yeah,
D or F.
I would put around D for Deadshot.
D for Deadshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never been a fan of
I found
Deadshot,
another
and
list.
it's
I
even
found a.
more it's
Uh,
even more useless on PC because there is no auto aim,
I
so you
see.
don't even get the auto aim to the head. So I'm
But
keeping that in mind as well.
yeah.
It's just kind of
Also,
useless.
it's saying that for some reason another list has PhD Flopper and PhD Slider in the same spot.
Um, Stick to your original list, man.
Yeah, sure. Well, let's keep those two separate because the next one is PhD. I'm gonna have the next one be PhD Flopper.
PhD Flopper.
Yeah,
I'd honestly only put it like a tier above. Like again, after a certain point, it's not gonna do much for you. Now it
I
is
agree.
fun, but it's just not useful if you're making it to higher rounds in which most of the maps in which PhD Flopper appeared, they didn't really have Easter eggs.
I see.
I think
I
the map PhD Flopper was introduced in Ascension didn't even have an Easter egg.
I Ascension had an Easter egg.
Ascension? I
That's the
mean,
one with the rocket, right?
yeah, but that Easter egg was just getting Pack-a-Punch. I mean, it's not a game-ending
Was it
Easter egg.
not that one thing you had to do to get Death Machine?
I don't really give a fuck about the Death Machine. Like, there's no actual game-ending Easter egg. That's what I
Oh,
mean.
okay. But yeah, I would put PhD Flopper in A, but only because it's the same, but you don't have to charge it.
Um, yeah, basically. I mean, again, it just has the fun points in there, but in terms of usefulness, PhD is pretty mid.
All right. So okay, you put it up there. Next one we have is another Black Ops 401, I'm guessing. Uh, Victorious Tortoise.
Victorious Tortoise, okay.
This costs 2,500 points, and if you
Okay.
have a shield, it blocks damage from all directions when held. And if it breaks, it will trigger a explosion.
That actually sounds pretty good. That sounds like it would be useful. But then again, I feel like your shield would break a lot faster.
Yeah,
Because it's
I
taking more hits.
yeah.
Shields are useful. A lot of the maps have them, and it's nice to know you're not going to get hit from the back. And this effect only works if you have your shield in hand, right?
Yeah,
Unless it's
because
an Easter
then I
egg
think it would
step,
be
most
broken.
people don't really have their shield in hand. Um, I mean, I've never really put my shield in my hand at all, really, unless I really needed to. Like that was like my last option for defense. Um, Again, with my playstyle, doesn't do much for me, but I'm pretty sure it could do something for somebody. I'm only put that at B.
I'd put it at B.
What was it called again?
Victorious Tortoise.
Toi.
Alright, next we have is Stone Cold Stronghold.
I think I heard of this one, but I don't really remember what it does.
Standing your ground creates a defensive circle which boosts your damage and armor over time while inside. This costs 2,500 points.
So what, you just had to stand still or what?
Yeah. You stand still and then you start doing more damage and get armor.
Standing still's like the worst thing you could do in zombies. If I'm gonna be completely honest, you want to constantly be moving. Um, uh, to me that perk just encourages a bad habit, and unless you want to be a camper, but camping won't get you as far as actually going around and training zombies. I'm gonna have to give that like a C or a D.
I think it's cool, but I would probably put it at like, again, from my experience playing zombies, I would have to say the same. I would put it at a D.
All right. What's it called again?
Stone Cold Stronghold.
Stronghold. Okay. There we go. Alright, what's next?
Next we have is Dying Wish.
And what does that do?
Instead of entering Last Stand when you die, the player will go berserk for 9 seconds. While
What?
berserk, they are invulnerable and melee damage is greatly increased. Afterwards, the player is left with 1 point of health. And the cooldown increases for every use of this perk.
Honestly, the idea of perks with
This
cooldowns just kind of throws me off.
this costs 4k points.
So you just go apeshit crazy instead of being down on the ground and
Yup.
it has a cooldown?
I guess, yeah.
So you don't lose the
I guess you
perk?
keep. I think so.
This perks are gobblegums, dude.
This is perks.
This is a lot of perks for Black Ops 4. Are you sure?
Yeah.
The Black Ops 4 didn't exactly have gobblegums, but like the fucking potions that you drink that acted as gobblegums. It was weird.
It's not. I'm telling you, this is not any of those.
What the fuck? Alright, I don't know where to put that in, honestly. What was the name of it again?
Dying Wish.
Alright, if you don't lose your perks, that sounds like a good S tier
I
right
think
there.
that I'm not sure how it works, but I feel like that would be too broken, like obviously too broken, and I think that's the only perk you keep. Or at least that's how I would have made it if I made the perk. I'm not sure how it works.
I want to put that in questionable.
I would like to put that in questionable, but if you want to put it in S, I am not against it. Although,
Yeah, we'll put it in
again,
questionable because we don't really
Yeah,
know how the specifics of how it works.
yeah, and also you're left with 1 hit point of health after it.
I'm assuming it heals up eventually.
I think so.
What was the name of it? I'm so sorry.
Dying Wish.
Dying Wish. Alright. Alright.
All right. Next is Electric Cherry.
That's the one where you get a burst of electricity when you reload?
Yeah, it damages and stuns nearby enemies, and the less bullets you have when you reload in
The
like
more
the
it
current
does.
magazine, the more damage it does.
That's an S tier. I love Electric Terry. That's not even a... That's not even a debate or a discussion. That's an S tier perk.
I agree.
Because reloading is when you're at your most vulnerable, and there's a lot of times where you're like, oh fuck, I got down because I was reloading. Not anymore.
You meant to put an X
What?
when spelling Electric Cherry.
Whoops.
I got it.
Big
But
whoops moment.
yeah. Next we have is I'm not sure. I think this is another Black Ops 4 one.
Okay.
Uh, Ethereal Razor.
And describe what it does.
Melee swipes affect multiple enemies. It's basically like it creates a small AoE for your melee hits.
Does it increase the damage of melee?
No, but okay, I guess there's like multiple types of melee when it comes to Black Ops 4. Because
I
it's saying
guess.
swipes affect multiple enemies and lunges have a bit of a damage boost and also give back a small bit of health.
So, in every zombies game, this is every single one. You could either swipe into a zombie or lunge into it. Lunging into it, it's kind of like the dumbest thing you could do. Basically, sprint or walk up to a zombie and stab it. You'll lunge into it and you'll be stuck in like a knifing animation.
Oh, okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure that's what it means. And swiping is just
Yeah.
when you're just
Just basic melee.
yeah.
But yeah, your basic melee hits multiple zombies, while lunging does more damage and restores a bit of health.
Honestly, that's gonna only be good up to like fucking round 10.
It's also 4K points.
Oh my god. What's it called?
Ethereal Razor. Ethereal Razor. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I can't imagine that
Oh,
being good
you're
for
putting
very
it
long.
way down there. Okay.
I honestly can't imagine it being good for very long. Oh yeah, and I haven't tried it out myself yet because I didn't think Black Ops 4 had this many perks. I thought this was gonna be a short tier list episode, honestly.
Me too.
I didn't think there was more than like 10 perks. Clearly, we have like fucking at least 12 on there, and they're all perks I haven't really used. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. I was off by 2.
Hold on. I'm just gonna put Daiquiri on the part because you just put Deadshot.
Because it was Deadshot Daiquiri or was it
Deadshot Dealer.
Dealer? Yeah, that was
I'm
like
just gonna put Daiquiri
okay. Because yeah,
because I feel like that's the more iconic title version.
I see. But yeah, that's a. I still think that's a waste of a perk space. You have to be
Deadshot
all
Daiquiri?
you need to be really bad to need it.
All right. Next one we have is Death Perception.
Death or depth?
Death.
Okay.
See nearby zombies through walls and
Oh.
receive screen indicators of when zombies approach fellow players approach you from off screen.
That doesn't sound very useful. Not once have I ever been like, oh dang it, I died because I didn't see that zombie through the wall
Or behind you.
or behind me. I mean, maybe that, but even at that, that's just something you can fix by being decent. You don't need to waste a perk slot on it.
This is 2,000 points.
That's a waste of money in a perk slot. What's it called again?
uh, death,
Death
perception.
perception, right? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sounds like a waste of money in a perk slot. I also have a very interesting and unique playstyle that not a lot of people like. It's also the reason why I can't play with more than 2 people.
Oh?
Like I won't invite more than one person to a zombie session. I think 3 people is too much.
Why is that?
It ruins the train. Zombies just keep going everywhere, and then I don't know. I have a very solitary playstyle. I'd rather my partner be on the other side of the map,
I see.
and it's kind of hard to do that when you have 4 people and somebody's just here, or because I'm a very slow and I'm a very slow player. I don't go through the rounds as quickly as possible. I take my time with each one, and because of that, a lot of my kills get stolen because I'm not ready to shoot yet.
Oh, I see.
And then I spend like 2 minutes building a train just for the train to be gone because some bozo's shooting them. Then the zombies don't stop spawning in because somebody's always shooting them. I'm like, oh,
I see.
it's
So
a drag for me, and that's why I don't really play with other people too much.
the next is Time Slip. This pretty much
Oh, that's my
decreases
favorite
the
non-sweet song.
Bruh. This basically decreases cooldowns. It decreases trap cooldowns. I guess fast travel cooldowns for Black Ops 4. Because I don't remember fast traveling being a thing. Richard?
I don't think it's copyrighted.
Richard?
Way to play backwards in
Richard!
time. What?
I swear.
That shit goes hard.
I know, it's just that...
Plus,
If
they know
this
me by
video-
name.
Richard, I doubt that! I know they recognize you, but not by name.
I literally did a meet and greet with him.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, at Anime Expo!
Fuck yeah! I had to pay for that shit.
Anyways, Time Slip, not the song. Where would you put it?
Bomb tier. No, Jerry Fitzgerald tier. Oh wait, we're
I
talking
said
about perks.
not the song.
Oh. Darling, darling, think I'm going crazy. Make it stop. Make it stop.
Alright.
I didn't even hear you when you were describing it.
That sounds about right. Anyway, I'd put it at C or D tier.
What does it do?
Decreases cooldowns of it greatly reduces trap cooldowns. Along with any other cooldown rates.
So-
basically it decreases cooldowns.
If I were to have this in a World at
Shit
War map,
recharges faster.
if I were to have this in a World at War map or a Black Ops 1 map, maybe even some Black Ops 2 maps, that would be S tier as fuck, probably even bomb tier. Because once you get into the later rounds, your guns aren't going to do shit. You have to rely on traps. But I'm assuming this is another fucking Black Ops 4 one.
Yep.
You
I
could just
think so,
double pack
too.
your weapon and you're good for the fucking games, for the fucking day. So, doesn't really have much use for the game that it's in. Again, had it been in an earlier Call of Duty game, I honestly probably put it in Bomb or Jeremy Fitzgerald tier. It would just make the game so much easier. But
since
The
would you
game's
put in
already
A
relatively easy.
because of that.
it's not useful in the game that it comes in. I can't
Okay,
use it
fair
in those
enough.
other.
I'm gonna
So-
see if Time Slip is in any other one.
No, it's not.
All right.
It's
I'll take
just
your
in
word
Black
for
Ops
it.
4. Because I play Black Ops 1, 2, and 3 religiously.
Okay.
But I would know if there was a time slip.
So yeah, this is a Black Ops 4 perk.
Probably DRF. But
I'd say D.
we got to put in a joke option at least once.
Yeah, like dinosaurs built the pyramids. Next we have is Widow's Wine.
Hold up, I'm putting in time slip by non-sweet.
No!
Why not?
Matter of fact, no. Go ahead, put it.
Okay, sweet. Well, technically non-sweet.
Next we have is Widow's Wine.
That's a good A tier perk, maybe even S.
Mind telling people who don't know what it does?
Widow's Wine. It's a relatively complex perk. It does a lot of things. Essentially, you are given 4 grenades that, instead of blowing up like a normal grenade, shoot a bunch of webs everywhere, slowing down the zombies. For somebody like me who likes to train big groups of zombies, I have made the game infinitely easier for myself. You get 4 grenades, and if you get hit by a zombie, that grenade sets off without doing any damage to you, and it slows down the rest of the zombies in the train. You will use grenades if you get hit, but to counteract this, there's a new drop that comes out when you have a Widow's Wine, which is a spider. And when you pick up that spider, it gives you another one of those grenades. On top of that,
That's
your
what the
melee
spider
does extra
does.
damage. So you essentially you could slow down your train basically as much as you want. You're going to get a bunch of spider pickups, so you could do it a lot. And you're going to do extra melee damage. It's just an extra form of protection. It's almost broken all around. I give that a good S tier, maybe even SSS plus. I love Widow's Wine.
Also, one more thing. It gives, according to the list, it gives the knife a chance to slow down zombies when they're hit.
Okay, I didn't know that, but I do know it increases damage.
Yeah, it increases knife damage overall.
Does it say by how much?
No.
No.
Hold
No.
on.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't say by how much.
It
I can
comes
find out.
at the great price point of like 4,000, I believe.
Yeah, 4,000.
But you could get it through a Wonder Fizz for 1,500. It's happened to me quite a lot actually, and I've never fucking complained about it once.
All right,
Like,
I would put it at like, I would not put it any lower than S.
I'm thinking triple S.
Put it there.
It's just a god tier perk, honestly. I do genuinely believe you could even replace Juggernog with Widow's Wine.
Really?
Yeah, because of the games it's in, it's 3-hit zombies.
Oh, okay.
So you could take 2 hits, and if you get 2 hits with Widow Wine, you're kind of... If you get hit 3 times in a row with Widow Wine, yeah, it's kind of... You need to practice a little more, buddy. Perhaps stop
That's a
buying
you
Widow
problem.
Wine. You know what's a great map to get better at zombies with?
What?
Nuketown zombies.
Too bad I've never experienced it.
You know
All I
why?
had was town.
The perks spawn in randomly every 5 rounds, which means you could go up to, I believe, round 25 with no Juggernog.
What?
Potentially. The order in which they spawn or in which perk spawns is random. If you're playing by yourself, Quick Revive will always come down first at the beginning of the game. But if you're not playing by yourself, if you're playing with others, there is a huge possibility you won't get Quick Revive at all, or not
Or
at all, but
Jug?
up until around 25, yeah, or Jug till around 25, yeah. It's just a good one to practice getting good at.
I see.
But yeah, the only guaranteed spawn is Quick Revive first when you're playing alone. Other than that, it's completely random.
I see. So speaking of random perks, the next perk is Der Wonderfizz.
That's a perk machine.
Well, in Black Ops 4, I guess it's a perk.
What?
Originally, it's a machine, but in Black Ops 4, it's a perk. It says here, grants player with random perk, including perks not on the map, for 1500.
That's just secret sauce.
Yeah.
Is
But
Wonder
technically
Spizz
it was-
spelled with a U or with an O?
You.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's much of a purpose to that.
Next we have is...
You good?
I swear, I had it right here. Hold on, just give me a
Oh.
second. This thing's taking a while to load in. Vulture's Aid.
Vulture Raid, that's another one of those really good ones that just kind of does a lot.
Yeah. For three... do you want to describe what it does, or should I?
I have not used Vulture Raid in years.
Alright, I want you to say what you remember.
I remember like a little fucking fart cloud spawning in that essentially keeps zombies away. I remember you could see things from like the complete opposite side of the fucking map, like where the other perks are at, or where other wall buys are at, or I think even the mystery box. So it just gives you complete map knowledge without even needing to remember where anything is on the map. I don't know if I'm missing anything, but that's all I remember. I think there's ammo and money pickups on the floor that you could get for killing zombies too. So you have you already have like a lot more ammo to work with for the price of Vulture Raid. I remember it being good. I just don't remember everything it did.
So you pretty much got the gist of it. For 3,000 points, players can see just about every interactable object through walls at a short distance. That being like wall buys, perk machines, mystery box, whatever.
Yeah.
All machines such as perk machines or the Pack-a-Punch will also have a bright glow around them. Another thing it does is that zombies have a chance to drop ammo packets on death that give the player about 10% of their ammo back.
Mhm.
Or points that also, or if it's not
It's either ammo or points. It
ammo
just
or
depends
points
on the
that they
zombie, I
drop.
guess.
Yeah. Specific zombies will release a cloud of green gas on their death that causes other zombies to ignore the player if you stand in the cloud.
There you go. That's what it did. That was really good, especially in the map it was introduced in Buried. This is the one time camping is actually better than training.
Would it be good with Stone Cold Stronghold?
I guess so, but we're not talking perk combinations here.
Or I'm just spitballing.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be really good with that.
I would. This is just because of my little to no experience with the actual perk. I would put it in S tier with Electric Cherry.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Vulture Aid.
Vultures are one of my favorite birds.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
My favorite being the raven. They're such
Next we
friendly
have-
little guys.
Is Who's Who? Are you going to explain?
Just use quick revive. I think they did update it. I think they did update it to make it slightly better in the later games. But I know in Black Ops 2 that shit was just a waste of money. so basically, what it does is
For
when
2,000 points,
when you're in single player, well, multiplayer too, but it's even more useless to get there. You go into Last Stand, and like you come out of your body with nothing but a fucking starter pistol, and you're forced to go back throughout the entire map. I think it spawns you in the spawn room. You're supposed to go forced to go through the entire map with nothing but a dinky ass fucking pistol. With the- I do think they changed it to make it better in one of the later games, but I'm not exactly sure. But
This does not have the changes version. This is talking about the Black Ops 2 version.
okay, then yeah. If it's then maybe they didn't change it to make it better. Then, if that's the case, then
Look, I'm looking at the Black Ops 4 perk list, and it's showing me the description from Black Ops 2. I'm
Yeah.
gonna check a different
That's
list
honestly
to see if
just-
there's anything different.
it's an out of body experience. That's all it really is. But
Yeah, no, that's just what it is.
yeah, you don't get your perks that you had. You don't have your weapons
Nope.
that you had. You just you're just expected to go revive your fucking body with a stupid fucking 1911. No upgrades or anything. Just you're forced to restart the game
You
essentially.
did it. Richard got an aneurysm spot for his tier list, like how I did for the fucking Star Wars tier list.
Yeah. They had to have put that shit in as a troll. There's no way that was a real perk that they thought was gonna revolutionize the way we play zombies.
Alright, next one we have is Tombstone.
No, they did upgrade it to make it better, but I still never used it when they did upgrade it. They did upgrade it in Black Ops Cold War. I
I'm
don't
going
know
to
if they
see
did
what-
it for 4.
Okay, so they only did it for Cold War for the upgrade.
We'll do 2 sets, Tombstone Old and Tombstone New.
Okay, that's Tombstone Old.
Tombstone Old, if I remember correctly, is only usable in a multiplayer game. Instead of going to Final Stand, you just immediately die and you respawn with all your perks.
I see. Wait,
Uh,
no, don't you have to like go to the Tombstone thing and then get all the perks back? Like get all
I
your
believe
stuff
so.
back?
I've never used it. Again, I very
I've
rarely
used
play.
it once.
I very rarely
ever.
play multiplayer, just as a choice, and then when I do, I typically avoid Tombstone, because you're essentially just leaving you're leaving your partner or partners to fend for themselves while you just give up essentially
I see.
and wait till the next round. And if it's a struggle round, then you need as many hands on deck as possible. Because there are some
I
rounds
see.
where you're like, Jesus fuck, that was just a bad round. And if you're having a bad round, trust me, so is everybody else.
I would put old Tombstone around D or C tier.
I'm willing to give it another F, honestly.
Alright, put it in F. I am not against that.
Now, they did upgrade Tombstone in Black Ops Cold War that I think made it better, but I still never used it. If I don't know
Okay,
if,
so I have the upgraded explanation on my laptop.
okay.
So old Tombstone. So here's new Tombstone. For around 250 to 7,000 points, I guess. Holy fuck.
Oh, so I think the way Cold War's perks was, the cheapest perk was the first perk you bought, and the more perks you bought, the more expensive they got.
Oh,
That's how
okay,
Cold
I
War
see.
worked.
Like buying health pickups in Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
So Black Ops. So new Tombstone. It functioned like a mix between Who's Who and Tombstone. Players could choose to instantly respawn when downed as a Dark Aether version of themselves, and would
Dark
then
Brendan?
yes, Dark Brandon, and would then have to make it to where their body was currently downed before it bled out and revived it. It's basically Who's Who and Tombstone.
I remember everybody else liking it better, but I don't remember really using it myself, so I'm probably gonna give it a C tier.
I would put it at C tier. Mostly
Rev,
because
do you have my account on your PlayStation still?
yes.
Um, I think we should download Cold War and so you can see all the new stuff they added. And
Uh, so they made it free for PlayStation users
oh,
for
really?
this month. Yeah, for this month,
Okay.
Cold War is
Oh yeah.
free.
Okay, download it and then I'll re-download mine and then I
Uh,
believe you'll have fun. I'll believe you'll have fun.
yeah,
Trust me.
we'll see if we can make content out of it.
It'll probably be like R&B episodes.
Yeah.
Um, what's next?
Next we have is Double Tap.
Old or new?
We could do both and have them separate.
Okay. So
Uh,
I have a controversial opinion, or I think it was controversial at the time. I don't know if
are we doing
it
old
still holds.
Tombstone first? I mean, not
Or,
old Double Tap first or new Double Tap first?
We'll do old first.
All right, old Double Tap.
All it did was increase your fire rate, and
As well as Bouncing Betty speed.
I didn't know about that. Anyways, I'm a big fan of old double tap in zombies because I am of the belief if you're shooting faster, you are killing faster. I know you go through your ammo faster. I know that's a big drawback, and I know it doesn't necessarily make your bullets more efficient, but you are killing things faster. Yes, in theory. And the faster you can kill things, the faster you can kill
do more
things.
damage.
In practice, you do more damage too. It's just not
Yeah.
very ammo conservative, which I understand. But
You're
I really love.
You're
You're ammo liberal. You quite literally are ammo liberal. Wasting all my tax dollars and shit.
For 2,000 points.
For 2,000 points, your fire rate goes up. I think with semi-autos
By
at the time it would
33%.
complete. I think with semi-autos it would completely get rid of the cap. So you
That's
really
just a
could just
laser.
fucking. So it's really fun and I like it. Again, I believe the faster you kill things, the faster you get out of danger. And yes, you will end up using all your bullets faster, but you will be killing the zombies faster, so it kind of works out. I'm
Okay,
giving that a
'cause
B
I-
tier.
Okay, sure. Because I'm not gonna say anything about it because I only had experience with new Double Tap.
Yeah, I'm.
Hey, look, man. I don't see any downside to a 33% increase in fire rate
Like
of
like
all
some
bullet
people.
weapons. It has to
Yeah.
be bullet weapons, though.
Yeah, I believe you're right, but I don't know. I was a fan of it, but I know it was a topic for debate at the time. Like it kind of just does nothing. Get stamina up instead. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Or run 7% faster. Okay.
All right. So for new Double Tap, do you want to explain it or should I?
I believe it still has the increasing fire rate property to it. But I believe you also shoot 2 bullets at a time. At the cost of 1 bullet.
Yes. Only for bullet weapons. None of the wonder weapons benefit from this.
No, but bullet weapons are very common. You typically have 1 wonder weapon and 1 bullet weapon. That's how I... Because
I see.
I have... for me, the way I play is I have my moneymaker, my low damage but high fire rate kind of guns. And then I have my killers. Like my... Either
The
like my
wonder
snipers
weapons.
or my wonder weapons or my really good assault rifles, whatever they may be.
I'm not sure how much the fire rate is for new Double Tap or if it is changed at all. But
yeah.
I would
You
put
essentially
this-
double your damage. That's like an A or S tier.
Yeah.
Again,
I would
after
put it- I would put it in A tier.
Let me be non-biased. In terms of longevity, doing double damage at higher rounds is not that much of a difference at all. I mean,
I'd still put it at A tier because again, I suck. I don't think I ever got into really big high rounds. I
yeah.
think for Black Ops 2, the highest I've ever gone was 15, maybe.
Typically for Easter eggs, it would be kind of better, but again, the double damage does do nothing. I'm willing to put it 1 tier above.
I am willing to put it in A tier.
Yeah. it was a great upgrade. It is definitely better in terms of longevity. It's not gonna affect your gameplay that much. So once you hit higher rounds, once you hit round 30, 40, 50, it's just not gonna really do anything for you. At that point, I would end up replacing it for stamina up.
I see. So next perk we have is Mule Kick.
Mule kick.
Carry
I have
one
mixed-
more primary weapon.
Yes, I have mixed feelings about mule kick.
I don't. I think it's a good perk, but that's only because I play Borderlands too much. And in Borderlands, you just get to carry 4 guns. Well,
So-
you start with being able to carry 2, and then you upgrade your inventory as the story goes on. You get to carry 4.
I see. I'm not a super huge fan of it unless it's one of those maps where that's kind of like the only perk it has. So there's some maps that just like Nocturne Tone, for example. That was the only perk it had. At least in the Black Ops 1 remastered version.
Yeah, I don't think there were any
And-
perks in World at War, right?
In Nocturne Toten, no. In Varuk, that's when they introduced the perks, which was the
Ah,
second map. In Shino Numa, they did the same thing, but they scattered the perks, and the last one was the giant, Derice, and that's when the perks were scattered, and yeah,
is that the one that introduced power?
power, I believe so.
Yeah, with the sprinter zombies, right?
Yeah, it was. World at War was an interesting one. I just wasn't old enough to play it. I have played it before. It's not like I never touched World at War, but it's not one. It was mostly one of those games I would play at my cousin's houses and not at home.
I see. But yeah, I don't have any bad feelings towards Mule Kick. But again, that's only because I play too much Borderlands. I
So
would put Mule
when you
Kick-
have Mule Kick in a map that has like a bunch of wonder weapons and stuff, you have a high chance of losing your wonder weapon when you get down and revived.
I see.
And that's one of the things that does it for me. And to me, it also seems just like another waste of a perk slot, especially in later games. I give
can
it a C
see
or a
that.
B.
I would put it at A or B.
I think we both agree around the B section, but again,
agree.
not amazing.
Next we have is Stamina Up.
Stamina up, that's like a good A or S tier.
Yeah,
I
increased
believe it
sprint
gives you-
speed and duration. Stamina
I believe-
regenerates faster.
Mm-hmm. So you sprint 7% faster, which is kind of nothing, but since the zombies are slower than you regardless, it does make a pretty noticeable difference, but not anything too crazy. What else can I really say about it? I mean, it's just a solid perk all around. You can sprint for a lot longer. If
I'm
you're
getting two
somebody who
descriptions of it. One in Black Ops and Black Ops 3, the other in Black Ops Cold War.
all right. So read the original one then we'll.
Alright, so Black Ops and Black Ops 3, it's basically what we said before. It increases the amount of time you sprint. I thought it was unlimited every time I used it. I guess I just never used it all the way to completion. But it increases the amount of time you sprint, along with your sprint speed, and your stamina regenerates a lot faster. Again, I thought it was unlimited because of this.
Yeah, same here.
And that's the original Stamina Up.
What's the new one saying?
At base level, increases basic run and sprinting speed. Tier upgrades would then increase back pedal speed, give fall damage immunity, faster ADS walking speed, the ability to use equipment while running, and finally it removes the sprint speed fall off entirely.
So you could level up perks in Black Ops Cold War.
Okay.
I completely forgot about that mechanic, and I'm thinking of excluding Cold War because of said mechanic.
Okay.
I completely forgot about that. Or if we do include Cold War perks, we're just going off the base perk.
I think just the base perk. We're
I
not
think
going to
so.
include like upgraded versions from Cold War?
Yeah, I didn't fucking think of that. Holy shit. I forgot about that completely, honestly.
So we're so no like upgraded stamina up is being on the tier list.
No, because I think you could upgrade them up to like 5 different levels. So you could really only rank like base or max. And if it's
Okay,
max, they're probably all gonna
let-
hit a...
Let's not consider Cold War max upgraded versions then.
Holy fuck, I completely
I
forgot
mean,
about that.
we're not Death Battle.
No. Alright. So yeah, stamina up, S, maybe even triple S. I'm thinking S though.
I'd put it at triple S.
Triple S? Okay.
That has gotten me out of a bind more times than not on town. I think it was town. I'm not sure. Is stamina up on town?
I don't think so. I think just the original 4.
All right. Next one
Or maybe it is there, but I never really used it.
is the classic Quick Revive.
Quick Revive does 2 different things depending on whether it's multiplayer or single player, but I do believe it's just as useful in either one.
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm thinking it just so it could be a lot more of a fun episode. We're not going to include the max upgraded versions in Cold War, but I would like to talk about them if they have them.
Okay.
You know, just like a little talking point.
Okay.
I don't want to exclude them from the conversation entirely.
Sure. So Quick Revive in its classic original form.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in single player, it'll revive you up to 3 times. Of course, you gotta buy the perk back again every time, but it'll revive you up to
What, do
3
you just
times
not
after
be
buying
able
it.
to buy it afterwards?
I think the machine disappears.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Either it disappears or it won't let you buy it. I'm not too sure. It's either one of those two. I haven't honestly after a while, I just stopped picking up Quick Revive.
Oh, also it says in solo this perk can be purchased before the power is on.
Yes, it can in single player.
Yeah, in solo.
I don't recommend buying Quick Revive before you get any other perks, or at least Juggernog. This is a Richard playstyle issue.
I always
I
get
don't
Quick
believe
Revive
getting Quick
first.
Revive off the bat. Because if you buy Quick Revive off the bat and you get down on an early round, like it doesn't take that long to get back to that round. So just let yourself die and just get back to that round. I mean,
I see.
I'd rather save my revives for like later rounds. Like,
But what if I get ray gun?
I don't give a shit. Has much of a chance of getting a ray gun as any other gun. Just keep hitting it.
You're not addicted. You can stop when you want to.
You can stop when I get a ray gun. Also, a ray gun's not as good of a weapon as you think. I have my gripes
Nah.
about it.
Fair enough. But we'll get to those in a different tier list.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk about it briefly once the tier list is done.
Yeah.
I forgot what perk we were talking about. I kind of got distracted.
Quick Revive.
Oh, Quick Revive. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, my little strategy with Quick Revive is just get Jug first, then buy my Quick Revive, so I'm not wasting it.
I see.
Because to me, if you die before you get Juggernog, there's no way you're not in an early round. I mean, and just a round you could easily get back up to. Anyways, so on your own, it'll revive you 3 times, and you can't buy it anymore. So that's honestly really good. You get 3 chances at life if you want it. And me personally, I don't buy Quick Revive anymore. I'd rather have other perks, because I'm more than likely to make it to a higher round, like a round I'm satisfied with, like 20 plus. I'm satisfied with, and yeah. I personally don't buy it when I'm playing solo anymore.
Some more effects I think you missed when it comes to talking about this. Maybe this is just for multiplayer only. I'm not sure, but it says here you also get you heal faster.
I
When
think
you
that's a
have
Cold
Quick
War thing.
Revive. No, this is saying Black Ops 3 Black Ops 3.
Black Ops to Black Ops 3? Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
But yeah, you get faster health regen, and also, and I'm pretty sure it's in the fucking name, but you revive people quicker.
That's where it comes in handy the most. Now, I love playing a medic. I love healing people. I love picking up people when they're down. I'm a big fan of the support role, and Quick Revive really scratches that itch for me on the rare occasions when I do play multiplayer. This reminds me of when I was playing Black Ops 2 with a bunch of fucking noobs. I think I had 30 revives, maybe even more. I had like an insane number of revives.
God
It was crazy.
damn.
It was funny. Every time I picked up a fire sale, my whole team would down.
What the hell?
Cause what some people do when they I don't know what it is. I don't know how old these kids are. Cause there was a while where a bunch of little kids were getting Black Ops 2 like a few years after it died, just cause
Yeah, Chris.
I want to relive the memories that I never had. But so yeah, so I would play with like a bunch of fucking babies, and what they do is when they see a fire sale, they just look at the box and they keep hitting it without being
Not
aware of their
looking?
surroundings. Yeah,
Oh my
they're just looking
God.
at the box, waiting for their gun to come out. And every time I pick up the fire sale, all three people were down. I was like, "Fuck, I'm playing with babies here."
Just throw an EMP at the box.
Oh, and I mean, I can't if we're all spread throughout the map because
Yeah.
I believe in it was Nuketown Zombies where this was happening, and I think I would chill in this part of the map, like this house, and I would train around through here because this isn't as big as it is in the Call of Duty Zombies thing. This doesn't take up that much space, so I would
Nah.
go around, out, and under the stairs, and then once I got to the end, I had like a nice little train right here that I would just unleash my load on, and usually everybody else was just scurrying around the map with no organization, and yeah. And Quick Revive really came in clutch because I had to keep reviving these fools over and over and over. And without that, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have gotten as far as we did. So Quick Revive, I'm willing to give it an S, maybe even triple S tier.
I am saying bomb tier.
Bomb tier?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna argue that.
I think it's just that classic.
I mean, I guess, but again, me personally, I'm not a huge fan of Quick Revive.
I see. Oh, and for its Cold War version, improved health regen and ally revive speed. At tier 1, it increases downed movement speed. Tier 2, it reduces time before it pretty much you get to heal earlier than you would otherwise.
Yeah.
Tier 3, it refills your health while you revive an ally. Tier 4, it gives both the player and the revived ally a short speed buff. And Tier 5, it lets you... Oh! Tier 5, it's just Borderlands!
I don't give a fuck. What is it?
You revive yourself by killing a zombie.
I remember that actually. It was really good if you downed with like a ray gun or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Next we have is... The fuck? Is that not... Double Shot?
Double Shot.
Double Shot root beer. It's basically the original double tap.
I mean, if it's the same thing, just leave it.
Shots... every shot is 2 bullets for every 1 bullet being fired, doubling the damage for the weapon.
Yeah, this is Double Tap 2.0. Who cares about it?
Yeah. Next we have is Speed Cola.
Classic. Very helpful, especially if you have an LMG, which with my luck, that happens a lot. It's also good with one of my favorite weapons in Black Ops 2, the Executioner,
Oh, yes.
which took forever to reload.
Yeah.
And it also started to get really broken when you're able to add attachments to guns in Black Ops 3. Fast mags, fucking speed cola, holy shit! It's there.
For real, for real.
That shit was wild. Um, but other than that, it doesn't really do much else. It doesn't help you kill zombies. It's just it increases your
And
survivability factor.
yeah,
It's a very
I,
necessary perk to have, I think. But it's nothing crazy. It doesn't blow me away. I'd give it an S tier.
and it also increases. I know this is basically useless, but it also increases the
Barrier
speed
rebuilding.
by 60%.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. But I mean, it's not
Yeah, I would say S tier. S for
like
speed.
unless you're desperate for money, you really don't rebuild barriers anymore.
Yeah,
This is not a
but still,
viable option.
it's the Cold War variant. By default, Speed Cola increases reload speed by 15%. Tier 1 upgrade increases weapon swap speed. Tier 2 increases field upgrade recharge by 20%.
I forgot about
Tier,
fucking field upgrades.
what the hell is field upgrades?
Essentially ultimates. You press
Oh,
L1 and L2
oh,
or
oh, like
L1
an
and R1
oh,
and
yeah, like World War II zombies
yeah,
or Black Ops 3, I guess, with the gravity spikes and shit.
yeah.
But yeah, it increases the recharge rate by 20%. Tier 3 reload speed is buffed up by 30%. For the final two upgrades, Tier 4 gives the barrier repair buff while also making the mystery box settle on a weapon faster. Uh, Tier 5 can both. Okay, I almost misread this and was very fucking confused. But basically, Tier 5, you could fire and reload while sprinting. Basically, you're able to to shoot while sprinting, and you're able to reload while sprinting.
I see.
Next we have is I is that the last one we had got? Oh no, there's one more. Uh, we got Elemental Pop. This is a Cold
Oh,
War.
that is a Cold War perk, yeah.
Yeah, the one Cold War perk. I
I
guess
forgot what that does. I think it gives your guns a random elemental effect.
yeah.
Uh, um, the elemental effects were pretty good. I think there was like lightning, fire,
Uh,
ice, or something.
it says it has Napalm Burst, whatever that
Yeah, that's
is.
fire.
Dead Wire,
That's
Cryo
electricity.
Freeze,
That's ice.
Brain Rot,
Oh,
and
that's the one that
Shatter
turns
Blast.
zombies. I love brain rot. Uh, that's also what I call go grandpa go. It's just it gets a zombie and it turns them to your side and I just go grandpa go grandpa go.
What the hell is Shatter Blast?
Uh, I don't remember. I think it was like a solar thing. I think it's just an explosion.
Yeah, I think it's explosive damage.
Um, what I
Because
was
you know
gonna
how
say about it.
games,
Oh, good.
because you know how like I was just gonna say one thing about like you know how like games tend to make explosive damage and fire damage different.
I see. Um, I was gonna say the Go Grandpa Go joke came from a meme that I saw. It was like a fish crawling out of the water, and it just said atheists to be like, "Go Grandpa
Go,
Go."
Grandpa, go!
So yeah,
uh,
Elemental Pop. It actually was pretty good.
yeah, let me go through the tiers of it first.
Sure.
Tier 1, equipment damage also has the same ammo mod uh, application chance. So, like, your equipment, I'm guessing, like, claymores or grenades and shit, also have a chance to do elemental damage.
Cool.
Tier 2, it reduces ammo mod cooldown, so I guess it decreases the time in which you'll get an elemental chance.
Okay.
Tier 3, it uses the player's ammo mod upgrades while applying the effect. Tier 4, it increases enemy elemental weaknesses by 50%. Tier 5 gives players an effect that perfectly mirrors. Oh, it's just Tier 5 is just Electric Cherry.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, by that description, I would put it at S as well.
I think that's where I have it.
Yeah. All right. The last one. Let me go through this other list to make sure I didn't miss any. Talked about that. We talked about that. You put that at the last tier. This one, I think, I'm just gonna say it's Jug. The last one's Jug.
I was about to say, there's one missing. It's an important one.
Yeah, the most important one, I'm guessing. I was gonna say put it at Jeremy Fitzgerald tier. Jug, just Jug. Anything you'd like to say about Jug?
More hit,
More hit.
less
You
die.
Jug with Widow's Wine?
It's kind of busted. That's really busted. So I believe it gives you like 5 to 8 health, depending on
The game.
how the game feels.
Yeah, increases player health, which allows them to take more hits from zombies before getting downed.
Yes.
Would you like to hear the Black Ops Cold War variant?
Yeah.
So by default, increases the player health by 50. With upgrades, Tier 1 adds a status effect reduction buff. So I guess like if you're under the effects of a status effect, it's decreased.
Yeah.
Tier 2 increases how much armor you have and how much the armor plates
Oh, yeah.
replenish.
Oh yeah.
Tier 3 increases the health by 100.
Jesus fuck.
By
okay.
another 100. So if you get up to Tier 3, you get an extra 150 health.
Oh, that's cool.
Tier 4 gives the player 25% more armor durability. And Tier 5, Tier 5 players will survive a lethal hit with 1 hit point left.
That's actually pretty cool. Yeah. I forgot about the armor system. Hell, like the
Yeah.
same shit like Warzone, where you just like 3
Yeah.
plates of armor. And...
Just think.
But I think it
So,
just
yeah.
filled up automatically though. You just picked up the armor and it automatically went to your slots.
I see.
I think. I don't remember. But yeah, Cold War is fun. It's pretty arcadey. There's low-key kind of no need for base Juggernaut in Cold War because you have armor and I think they're 4-hit zombies anyway.
I see.
Yeah, I think they increased the amount of times you get hit by 1.
I'm fucking invincible!
Yeah, you're almost invincible. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Call of Duty Zombies Perkaholic tier list.
Yeah. We really aren't missing anything, are we?
Nope, I think we went through everything.
Yeah, because I don't know. All right.
So you want to call this an episode, or you want to do like maybe the rap battle first, since I know we skipped the last one.
I was just trying to see if we got like a bell curve. We sort of did, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You could call it a bell curve.
I mean, every bell curve's not going to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, you're right.
We actually
Although
did
if you
a.
look at it upside down, it kind of looks like a dude facing a side view of a person's head.
I see. Cause I did an experiment in 6th grade with or it was like a class project where it talks about that we were talking about the bell curve, and what we did is we got two d6s and we just kept
Uh-huh.
rolling them, and we graphed where each number that would land in. Basically, everybody got a bell curve.
I see.
Yeah, like everybody did look ever so slightly different, but it was more or less the bell curve was there. And for most of our big tier lists, there is a huge bell curve.
Yeah.
Like a very noticeable bell
Uh,
curve.
Yeah, let's go to the other tier list to see the bell curves if you want to do that.
And I was just like, huh. I've always been interested in such a concept.
Huh. Bell curves. Why do they happen?
Like our Overwatch tier list. I think that's like our most apparent bell curve.
Y-
My frames are
Uh,
dropping.
yeah, that's because of all of the signs. Although I think our most apparent bell curve is the FNAF character tier list.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good bell curve too.
But yeah, your frames are
What
probably
tier list is
dropping
this that
because
there's a bunch of shit in the fucking bottom?
that is the
Oh, that's the
conspiracy theory
conspiracy
tier
theories.
list.
Nowhere, no fucking wonder. This one also kind of has a bell curve though, except for
But
the stuff all the way at the top kind of ruins it. But it's still mostly a bell curve.
yeah. Damn, if only conspiracy theorists actually used evidence.
Well, I think one of these was just JFK's head just did that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the bomb tier. I think a lot of our Jeremy Fitzgerald ones were just ones we made up on the spot, not our Gartha.
Let's see.
Oh, the
The
Plandemic.
pandemic was on the list. Lizard people was on the list. JFK was killed by CIA was on the list. MLK was killed by the FBI was on the list. Not Agartha you made up, along with
Yeah.
Big Mortuary.
Big mortuary. JFK's head just did that.
Just did that.
And the FNAF game tier list has a bell curve.
Weird bell curve if you look up.
If you look up.
FNAF in space.
Oh yeah, FNAF in space. I had to put that in space.
Could you really call our Call of Duty tier list a bell curve? I don't see it. I mean, sort of. I can see it, but like, since everything's just near the top.
Yeah, that's still a bell curve. Because if you were to draw like a line over, it would.
Okay.
Like
I see
basically,
it.
if we got rid of the bottom tiers, it would just go whoop. That's our bell curve.
I see.
But it is a pretty interesting effect, I think. How most things will end up in a bell curve. It's always interested me. And I've always wanted to wonder why. Because I think even in my little dice experiment in which I kept just rolling a bunch of my own dice experiment where I just got bored and wanted to see the average of most of my dice, they all got around like the middle, like 11 to 10 or 11.
I see.
And I think if I were to graph each roll that I did on a graph, it definitely would have come out to a bell curve.
I see that.
It's a fun concept to me. No, want to know what the nerdiest thing I did was?
What's the nerdy thing you've done, Richard?
So you know how you can use equations to like graph certain marks on a graph?
Yeah.
I used such equations to create the Juggernog logo.
Oh, how much I would love to see that.
It was a part of a project for Saturday School, Algebra 1, because I got a D in Algebra 1,
Okay.
so I had to remake it in Saturday School. What's surprising is I got a D in Algebra 1, yet they still let me take geometry in summer to skip it.
The hell?
And then I just redid algebra, so I was doing Algebra 1 and 2 at the same time in Saturday School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And because I was learning things from Algebra 2, my Algebra 1 work was so fucking easy. It was... Because I'm essentially doing the same thing but harder. So when
Yeah.
So Saturday School was just a fucking breeze for me. I was the first one to finish. The last 2 weeks of Saturday School, the teachers, we had 2 Saturday School teachers that would swap out. They legit just let me chill on my phone for the whole fucking...
I
3 or
see.
4 hours I was there. Because, again, I finished all the way Saturday School worked. It's, you having a set amount of assignments to complete with a passing score, then, yeah, your grade will be changed, accordingly.
I see.
And,
I'm not sure if I told you this, but did I ever tell you about the fact that when our senior year started, I was given a class I had already dealt with when I spent a week in Monterey.
So you had to do the class again, or they switch you?
They switched me, but like way too late, and only because I needed a like opening class for academic decathlon. If I didn't have Akadeca, they would have had me done another class I had already passed.
Jesus. That's funny. So when you do like a course during the summer to skip it, sometimes it won't process immediately. So you'd probably get switched into that class, make me like 2 or 3 days after the school year starts. So for the first day, I had algebra. I mean, I had geometry still, even though I had already completed geometry and was supposed to be doing algebra too. And when we started our first lesson, he asked for definitions of like points, like what is a
Uh-huh.
point, what is like a line, or I forgot what it was. I forgot what the definitions you were asking me for. I answered them by coincidence, word for word as they were described in the book, the textbook.
What? Of fucking course you did.
And he was just like, "Did you look at the book?" I swear to fucking God, I didn't. I took this class already. That's what happened.
Lucky ass. Dude, Mr. Murchie, the goat that he is, he had to beg my counselor to let me just take Akadeca instead of the freaking English class I already dealt with.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's weird. I don't know why they would. I don't know why they would do that.
That Bradley luck.
I remember when I was on the airport heading towards Boston, or I guess headed towards New York. We did Boston later. We essentially went to New York and took a bus all the way to Boston.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a cool trip. Essentially, fuck, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I saw somebody that looked like Mr. Murchie in the fucking airport.
What the hell?
He looked just like him, but Mr. Murchie didn't. I don't know. I was just like, he looked very similar to Mr. Murchie. He wasn't even funny, and it was spring break, so it wouldn't be unbelievable for him to be taking a trip, you know.
Maybe.
So I was just like, is that Mr. Murchie? I think he started growing facial hair in the later years, right? Like,
Yeah.
cause I remember when I first saw Mr. Murchie, he was like clean shaven, but
Yeah.
I remember him like growing facial hair eventually.
I know when I started doing Akadeca, he still had like some facial hair.
I see. Yeah, I don't know. I just remember him looking very oddly similar to Mr. Murchie, but since I never really like had him as like a teacher or whatever, I just didn't even bother asking if that was him.
I see.
Yeah. That's about all I had to say.
Fair enough. I do have some topics, but I think I'd rather save them for the next episode.
Alright, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for watching this episode of the R&B podcast. Podcast where we talk about everything but R&B. The Call of Duty Perca-Colas episode.
Yes, sir.
Next tier list. I'm not sure if we're going to do another Call of Duty one. Maybe we will. I'm not sure.
Download Cold War, bitch.
I will download Cold War. Since today's sponsor is Call of Duty Cold War. I'm joking. If only.
I think it's a bit too late for them to sponsor us anyway.
Yeah,
If anything, we get sponsored by Modern Warfare 2.
It's been well, and it's also been like well past like a third into the episode.
Oh yeah, for sure. All I'm gonna say is I forgot what I was gonna say again. God fucking damn it! I hate when I do that shit. Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah. See you next week.
Broadcast. Stop broadcast.